Okay, hello everyone. We're about to start our webinar on how to generate more leads and optimize your sales process. We're here today with Greg, who is head of WordPress partnerships at HubSpot, and I'm Jorge, your host. I hope everyone is okay. How are you today, Greg?
Living the dream per usual, and
Great.
cannot complain. How are you doing?
All good for me, working from home, as pretty
You got
much
a cool,
everyone.
you got a cooler home setup than I do. That's for sure.
Thank you. Just a couple of toys there.
It's cool. I'll have to step my game up and learn a couple things from you here. So, um, thanks for having me, though. I appreciate it.
Now, thanks to you for joining us today. Okay, so how about if we start with some of the topics we have prepared for today?
I think it's great. Where do we want to dive on in? I think while we're going too, if people are in the live stream in YouTube, ping where you're located today. Maybe say your name, introduce yourself to the group. It'd be great to make this interactive as well. We're going to pull up a couple examples of customer websites or just folks' websites and do some teardowns while we go for real live feedback. But if not, enjoy the journey. I think we'll dive into a lot. Where do you want to start, Jorge?
Okay, let's go with the topics we have prepared in the on the page. How about what do you think how to drive traffic, targeted traffic to your business sites or even your portfolio site?
Yeah, this is like, I think the number one question that I usually get from businesses doing a couple things. One, they're trying to have more people buy more products for them, whether they're an e-commerce website, a B2B website trying to drive more leads, or even a agency of some sort that are trying to drive more traffic for their customers to satisfy that audience and to satisfy their end customer as well. Driving traffic is no easy feat. I like to think about it in two separate blocks.
Yeah.
We have to drive quality traffic, meaning we have to start with our audience and who we're trying to satisfy and solve problems for. But then we also have to satisfy Google and search engines on making sure that our website is actually well optimized for driving traffic, which we'll talk about just a few of the mechanics here and some of the websites that we have as examples.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of easy opportunities to better optimize your web pages to rank higher in Google for searches that your customers may be going for. I think the third component is once you're actually driving the traffic, like what do you want to do with it? So maybe what we can do, we can jump into a couple of the website examples here and talk about how to drive traffic and satisfy your customers. If that makes sense, we can jump into a couple examples to start if you'd like.
Sure. We can. I think we can do that.
Cool.
We can go over the all the website list.
Let me see if I can share my screen here with you. Hold on one second.
Sure.
All right. Can you see my screen with the website
Yes.
changeyourbathroom.com?
Yes, we can see
All
your
right.
screen.
First off, this is an awesome business idea, right? I think people nowadays living at home and spending a lot of time in their home might even have a home office or want to update their office or their bathroom or whatever it may be. I feel like now is probably a great time to be in business here. But the first thing that we have to look at in terms of driving traffic is like, what are we trying to drive traffic for and who are we
Yeah,
trying to drive the traffic from, right?
indeed.
And like step one in driving traffic is understanding your audience. Ideally, these are people, it looks like, with nicer houses that are trying to get beautiful bathrooms,
Hmm.
luxurious bathrooms. But the second is how do we actually satisfy Google here? And this website does actually a great job with the initial, what we call page title tag. Um, we want to optimize this page here, their homepage, for it looks like they're doing a great job of it. If we hover over this tab, that's called luxury bathroom remodeling. I think what's interesting is if we actually see what the search volume is behind luxury bathroom remodeling, it gives us a good step in the direction of, is this a keyword that our target audience is actually even Googling? There are a couple tools you can use to try to dive in to see the traffic and the difficulty, which I'll use one of them here. But as we go through the web page itself, we want to make sure that the images have this thing called alt text behind them that tells Google what these images are. So if we're trying to optimize our website for traffic around luxury bathroom remodeling, our images are going to have alt text of luxury bathroom remodeling. And then throughout our content, we should have different tags, whether it's an H1 or even just paragraphs that have the phrase luxury bathroom remodeling. So we could evaluate and go through this website here and try to make sure that it is actually optimized for driving the right traffic. We'll do that in just a second. But if we take a look at a couple other examples, like Suburb Furniture here, if we hover over their page title tag, they're trying to optimize for their branded keywords. If we're trying to drive traffic, we want search volume that might be trying to answer people's questions, like best office furniture, things like that. I'm just taking a glimpse at the pictures here that can then lead us to optimize and organize our web pages accordingly. I'll stop there. I don't know if you have any questions or if any folks have questions so far, at least for trying to satisfy what your customers may be searching for and what questions they might have, and or how to best satisfy Google to elevate you higher into the search engine rankings.
Well, I think that I'm checking the YouTube chat. We don't have any questions so far. I think
Cool.
that's pretty clear.
Cool. I can give a couple other examples here, and let me actually pull up this tool that I use. There are free tools, there are paid tools. It's totally okay to evaluate some of the free tools. There's a tool that Neil Patel has called Uber Suggest that people can go to and plug their website in to see what keywords they're ranking for. If you're looking for a more involved software that it is not free, there's an industry leader called Ahrefs.
Oh,
But
yeah.
what I'll do here is I'll show people what kind of the guts to a good website look like. So if we plug in changeyourbathroom.com, we're going to actually get some really interesting perspectives here as to what their keywords are that they're ranking on their website. So waxing bathtub, we can see gets Googled 200 times a month, and change your bathroom is actually the #1 result in Google. That's fantastic. But if you look at what's actually ranking, it's not their homepage that's ranking for waxing bathtub.
Mm-hmm.
It's a blog article they created. And so this is one of the easiest ways to increase your traffic is find out what people are Googling, meaning how much search volume, how many times a month are people going to Google and typing in Atlanta bathroom remodelers, bathroom specialists, wax tubs, whatever it may be, and find keywords that have a high volume of search. Then what we want to do is create valuable content that teaches people and answers their questions as to what they are Googling. So this person, we might find this from searching the best wax bathtubs, whatever it may be. And we want to have a page that's very well optimized with images and titles and title text, just to make sure that we're on the right track to actually satisfy Google and answer questions for people that are our target audience searching for help that we might be able to satisfy.
Great. I think that I can add something more to that, which I didn't see in the article, maybe a CTA. What do you think about that?
Great suggestion there. I think driving traffic can be really, really difficult. Once you have that traffic, trying to optimize around conversion to do good lead generation is the next step in this journey of elevating your sales and generating leads. Calls to action are so important. And if we keep using this bathroom remodeling example as an area to use to critique, once somebody reaches this article for wax bathtubs, what do you think we want them to do?
Well, I think that depends based on why we want traffic. If
Right.
we're going to, if we want people just to contact us, to, or if we want to close a sales directly from there.
Yeah. And I think what's interesting is it all depends on what the goal of driving the traffic is. In this case, before I even read the article, it's wax your bathtub with car wax. So maybe this is educational, but there might be a product that we can sell in here that people can do it themselves at home. But how do we actually know that as the reader? As the business, we have to put clear, concise calls to action on our blog articles and on our web pages that lead people down the path that we want them to take. So for example, if it's selling a wax to coat the bathtub here, maybe this is the perfect example that you can promote a product in here that would be bathtub wax, right? It looks like they have a call to action here that are 5 pro tips before you remodel your bathroom.
Yep.
It's another blog article. Not a bad idea. But if people are looking for wax bathtubs or how to wax a bathtub, they might not be in the business to remodel at the moment. So what we have to do is make our calls to action super specific for what we know their search intent is. So just to maybe recap and break it down, we want to figure out what people are Googling. We can use tools like Ahrefs, SEMrush. We can use Google Search Console or Ubersuggest, which is a free one. To find out the search volume for those keywords, we can write really good blog articles or optimize web pages, which we can send some resources as well around that. And then what we want to do from there is make sure that we have clear, concise calls to action that are going to be the first step in the journey of actually trying to generate the lead.
Great. Thank you. Okay, so let's move over to the next point. What do you think will be the easy way to adjust your target audience for maximum success?
Yeah. So I think what's interesting, and for entrepreneurs out there trying to build their own businesses, the number one challenge that I hear people run into is I'm trying to market to everybody. My target audience is this. Um, I think the reality in being successful online is trying to narrow your scope and start with the niches. And what I mean by that is let's use as an example maybe a restaurant business. Um, a restaurant business might start with their audience of, we're just trying to feed people. That's as generalistic as you can get.
Yeah.
What we then might want to do and encourage them to do is say, okay, you want to feed people. What kind of food do you want to serve? Well, we want to serve Italian food. Great. So you're an Italian restaurant. Now, restaurants are a very physical location. I can't just order food from an Italian restaurant in San Francisco if I'm here in Boston. So the next is narrowing the scope to say we want to satisfy people that are looking for Italian food in the greater Boston area. Perfect. Now we start to narrow the scope. I think we can start to do that across all of our target audiences. So bathroom remodeling, in this case, they're luxury bathroom remodeling. That might be niche enough where we can focus on that specific audience. It might be people that are trying to demolition a house. So bathroom remodeling for new home buyers, things like that we can use as great content. I think the things that we have to think about are how bad is that audience's pain and how much are they willing to spend both in time, I think the resource category, and time and money that they're open to actually spending to satisfy and solve those problems. And the first step is narrowing that scope and really understanding what their problems are and what the value is that you can provide.
Okay, great. Uh, Jason, can you hear me now?
I can hear you much better. I think it's better when the
Yeah,
microphone's.
I think it was the microphone. Okay, let's see.
I think we also have a question in here about what makes great landing pages.
Yes, from
What are
Joseph.
yeah. what are the required elements to ensure the potential client customer wants to contact us? It's a great question, Joseph. I think as we think about landing pages, what we want to really focus on here is the point of conversion and the value that we're adding. So let's see if we can find a good example here. I'm going to share my screen again.
Sure.
And we will get into the next brave person that shared their website with us to do a little teardown on. So we have Intellect Technologies here. We'll think of a landing page as a specific page that's going to be optimized for conversion. The home page may or may not be that. So what we're going to do is we're going to click into the solutions page here. What we can see is that they have, 3 different solutions, it looks like. And we'll click into learn more, which brings us to the landing page, the ideal location where we can convert people into identifiable leads, right? A couple key interesting points here, and I think, Joseph, to your question, if we're looking at this page here, what shows up is what we call everything above the fold. There is no call to action right now above the fold. The stats are only 50% of the people that actually hit your page take the initial scroll. So already by having your conversion point at the bottom of the page, you're already cutting out 50% of the visitors to this page to actually get them to encourage a download. So that's step 1. Let's move our conversion opportunities above the fold so it's very front and center for people and they know what to do. Next, what we want to do is give them a couple potential different conversion paths. For somebody coming to this page for flat rate van services, what we need to do, I'd imagine, is this is probably a pretty specific page. This question here is great. What makes Intellect flat rate van different? This is about the business, but rather can we shift this to be more about the problem for the customer and what they're trying to solve? So things that I like, and a couple friends of mine that have websites, I'll pull one up here. I think by hitting people with more of a statistic around problems that they know exist. For example, one of my friends has a waste optimization business where they're working with businesses throughout the Boston area to help them get rid of waste and actually save money on their recycling. To have a powerful headline that includes a statistic can actually entice the audience to say, oh my God, that's me. What we have to do in our landing pages is create that moment of this business understands what I'm trying to do here. So a couple recommendations for Intellect would be maybe instead of saying what makes us different, maybe we propose a solution or the problem at large. So I'm not sure what the biggest challenges are for the flat rate van services, but we might want to make that pretty loud and prominent here. And we can put a call to action, whether it be a button or even just to enter your email to start the journey, whatever it may be, for a very easy conversion point. Whereas if we ask people to contact us, it's very generalistic. We want to narrow the call to action scope to say, download the guide to understand why flat rate van services can optimize your business, or schedule a free assessment for your company. Rather, contact us is a very weak call to action. From my experiences, nobody wants to contact you unless if they're ready to buy. So we have to figure out where in the journey they are and make sure our calls to actions and forms are relevant. I actually just missed this here, the schedule a demo. I actually didn't see this. So we might want to swap these two out, make the schedule a demo, the form field here, and maybe the send us a message or call us, the secondary call to action. One other pro tip. I don't know if you guys as shoppers have ever experienced this, but live chat and chat bots are becoming very, very prominent and relevant today in conversion opportunities. So what we want to do for businesses, and what I'd encourage you to do, and there's a couple of free live chat tools out there. HubSpot has one. There's another company called Drift. I think a company called Live Chat, where you can put a little live chat bubble on your website and even set it up with a bot service that pre-qualifies questions for people so that you can basically say, and I'll show you an example of this one. What are you looking for help with today? So another family friend of mine, they do big weddings and corporate events. Right now, it's a tough industry, so they're actually shifting to do more to-go food and movies. But they've set up a bot on their website that generates 3 or 4 leads a day, which is fantastic for them. And as you can see on this page, it says, "Hi, I'm your Lombardo's concierge service bot. I can best direct you to help you find what you need." And you can basically give people selections that filter down paths to help answer questions. Again, the whole point of highly converting landing pages is give people multiple options at different levels of the conversion process so that you can get people that are looking to call you today for a quote, or all the way back up to looking for people looking just for preliminary information on what you might do as a business or what solutions are out there to help them solve their problems.
That's great.
I
Great.
think that was a long-winded answer, but
Yeah.
let's see if there are any questions to that, or if you have any ideas on anything to add.
No, I think that's pretty much clear. We're basically implementing the inbound marketing methodology with all these steps.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
we're going to move over to the next point, which is how to hook your ideal customer with an enticing value proposition.
Yeah. So again, I think this comes back down to having the appropriate audience pretty targeted for your business. If we think about ads or things that entice us as shoppers, usually it's to solve problems, right? Like, I don't know about you, but let's even just use Apple as an example. They're brilliant in their marketing, obviously. Where, like, if you have an older iPhone device, 5G is the newest way to do it. And all of their ads are saying basically, if you're trying to download a Netflix video to your phone and it takes 3 minutes because you have poor cell service, upgrade to a 5G phone and have it done in seconds, right? What's the problem we're trying to solve? And what's a very easy way to articulate a value that can help solve that problem? So in every good story, and I like to pull this back, there's a company called StoryBrand. If you guys haven't heard of it, I strongly encourage you to Google StoryBrand. They have an awesome podcast, but one of the things that they do is encourage business to tell stories. Every good story has a customer who's got a problem that is introduced to a guide. That guide is your business. And what we have to do as guides is recommend a solution that leads them to overcoming their problem. So I think using a couple more examples here, and bear with me while we just pull up our
Sure, no
screen.
problem.
We have Meadow Flowers Australia, which is another brave person that decided to share their website with us to do a rundown on. I'd imagine with Meadow Flowers, it might be maybe a picture of somebody looking in their backyard and just having a terrible landscape, right? I'm in the process of buying a home. The yard needs a lot of work. I don't know what flowers to do, but I know I really want to get into gardening so that I feel good about looking out my kitchen window at a beautiful garden in my backyard, right? Instead of just pitching your business name here, it's maybe reimagine your landscape to be picture perfect every single day. We have to paint the picture of the problem we know our customers have and give them a very enticing tagline on how to best solve that. And what we might want to do is have different landing pages that are for homeowners, for businesses, for
Yeah.
parks and recreation. And each one has the tagline that tailors directly to that audience to make sure that we're in really good shape to hit that, oh my God, that's me moment. If they had a picture on a homeowner's page here with a really ugly backyard and say, we got your back, and then the next page as you scroll down was the solution to the problem, I would probably buy this today.
Indeed. Before and after picture.
Absolutely. You guys do it on your hosting plans, right?
Yeah.
It's all about having speed, reliability, security, no malware. It's you can basically somebody would switch hosting if they had malware infected on their hosting service with maybe an inexpensive or unreliable hosting plan,
Yeah,
right? It's the
indeed.
perfect time to acquire new customers. The same way we have to draw people in from what they're Googling, have well optimized pages that are beautiful and have good, clean calls to action that tell a story to resonate with your audience's pain.
Yes. Great. Thank you. Let's move over to the next topic. What do you think will be the secret to speaking with your customer's language with a conversion focused website copy?
Yeah. Website copy is really, really hard.
Yeah,
Right?
at least for me, I always say I'm not a copy guy. I'm just, I'm always looking for help.
Me too. I think we all are, right? And like there are some people that are just so darn good at it. And I think what we have to do to even at the point of your question, I think your question has the answer in it, is we actually have to talk to the customers and also collect data as to what's going on. I'm going to recommend a couple more tools that people can install on their websites that allow them to more easily track what's happening. There's a tool that is free called Hotjar that allows people basically to record your visitors' sessions on your website. So I think what's really interesting about that is if once you get traffic, the next thing we want to do is make sure that the traffic is quality and that we're helping them.
Yep.
The copy is so important. Is the copy on our button appropriate? Is the copy on our navigation for our website appropriate? Is the copy for our imagery appropriate? And what I'd strongly encourage businesses to do is install Hotjar or even install live chat on their website. And when they're talking to people, listen to the verbiage that their visitors are starting to ask. What questions are they asking and how are they saying it?
Yep.
All of that can direct you to get better and better and better at honing in on what great copy should look like. And I think this is one of those, there's no silver bullet in getting it right, but it's an iterative process. And step one is stop talking about your damn selves, right? Start talking about the problems that your customers are having that you can solve for. And almost every website that we have as examples here, in some way, shape, or form, talks about themselves. There are different ways to position it that make those, oh my God, that's me moments.
Yeah.
So, short answer, we'll summarize. And then there might be some questions here. I can see some comments that Hotjar is indeed a great tool. Everybody should go try it if you're not sure what people are doing on your website, but there are tools to help you know what traffic's doing on your site. Maybe even install live chat or talk to your customers. And when they say that this is my problem, ask why, and really understand the root to their problem. And then make the headline on your webpage and the imagery match their problem and or the solution to their problem. Start there. I can almost guarantee you'll increase conversions on your website by a pretty substantial amount.
Okay, great. Thank you. And yeah, I think we use Hotjar at WPMU Dev. We're very familiar with that tool.
It's definitely a
So,
great one to have in the tool belt for sure.
what do you think will be the first and most important step just after the leads have been captured?
Yeah. Let's see if we can actually let's use a couple websites as examples here. And I
Sure.
think we'll see how this goes. Okay. So maybe what we can do here, we have a contact us. I'm not seeing any downloads necessarily for this one. Let's see here, start shopping. I'm not seeing too many. Okay, we got a chat with us. Looks like a WhatsApp. Not seeing. Let's see what happens when we click schedule a demo. Awesome. They have Calendly integrated here, which is great. that's not a bad experience. Let's see what Jason has here. Oh, Jason's got HubSpot live chat. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's any conversion points real quick. And while we're doing this, we'll answer the question real quick. As for following up once you've converted a lead, you want to think about thank you pages. So you have a landing page that's optimized for conversion. And so many times, let's actually just stay with me while we find one here. Let's just fill out this contact us. Okay. So what are you interested in? I'm interested in luxury for my master bathroom. My name is Gregory Karelitz. We'll give my HubSpot email address. I'm not going to give them my real phone number, which I'm sure a lot of people don't do, and then say, what's up? Okay. I would say 90% of the forms I fill out online give me an inline text response right here. Thanks, you're awesome. Expect to hear from us soon, right?
Yeah.
The next logical step, once somebody requests information from you, is to get them to book the time, right? Like, let's take a page out of Intellect's book here. You can embed a Calendly meeting link right here where it's now set up your free consultation for your bathroom discovery, right? And then maybe the bullets, the same way that we have on this page here, are learn how to redo your master on a tight budget. Learn the best shower tools to make sure that you have a home oasis, right? And then the embeddable conversion point would be right next to it. That might be a link to book or a download of, the ultimate guide to bathroom remodeling. I think too many times the biggest challenges of conversion are you're asking too many form fields. Try to cut it down. Only what's mandatory, like phone number, I'm probably not going to give that to you. Maybe ask that later on in the customer journey. And then as you go through on the conversion paths here, make sure that you have a follow-up page that gives even more value. So if anybody's ever shopped around HubSpot or has gone to any blog articles, all the conversions are landing pages with no navigation. Mm-hmm. And when you fill out the form, you're immediately directed to a thank you page with more value waiting for you, right? That is key. Add value to your customers very early and often. And don't let them fill out any menial things that don't actually matter to them, because that's going to stop people from giving you real information or even completing the form whatsoever.
Yeah, it also keeps people engaged with your site.
100%. 100%.
So, do you have any advice for people looking to manage the acquired leads? Any tools that you would like to suggest?
Yeah. So that is kind of what HubSpot does. I think that this is, thanks for like the softball there, right? Like ultimately, and there are other tools, right? Like by no means do I want to be biased and steer everybody down the path. MailChimp is a way to, manage your contact list. HubSpot has a completely free CRM and email marketing suite that you can use to manage your contact lists. I think what's ideal about it and what we practice and preach and try to teach people to do is the conversion point. And once somebody fills out a form on your website, that's just the first step, right? What we want to do is actually be able to follow them on what pages they viewed, how many pages they viewed, what other forms they filled out, and have it all aggregated into a tidy timeline. That's what HubSpot does. And it's completely free. And we have a free WordPress plugin. So if anybody wants to integrate it, they can. The power of it is let me see if I can actually just pull up a little example here. Like if I had filled out that luxury bathroom form, the owner of that business or whoever the marketer may even be or salesperson would see every page I've ever viewed because I filled out a conversion point, which is kind of crazy. So let me pull up a little test site and just show everybody what I mean by that. And by no means, like if you're already using HubSpot, awesome, you probably know this. If you're not, it's a free tool for you to use. If you're using MailChimp or other tools like that, they have similar-ish features. But let me see if I can find a good example here. Actually, Jorge, can I use you as the example?
Sure.
What's your email address?
Jorge dot Díaz at inksu dot com.
All right, so now everybody's got your email address, so I'll bombard you after this, all right? Let me just get this up to make sure that we're good to show this. All right. Let me get a couple filters going here. Okay. So the next step, once somebody actually fills out information, is we want to know everything about them, right?
Yep.
The other day, you and I did a webinar test, tech test. HubSpot integrates your calendar with this. So if we have a meeting, it's going to get pulled right in here. A marketing email went out to you. So we can see that it was sent and you opened it on the 21st on marketing contacts pricing now available. But if we scroll down, look at this. We can see that you viewed 3 pages on October 5th. And it looks like your language of preference, what language is this?
Spanish.
Spanish.
Yeah.
So we can now see, because you filled out a form on our website, everything you've ever done across our website. So now we can better market and engage to you in a really effective way.
Great.
This is free in HubSpot, and it integrates with almost all forms tools like Forminator or Hustle when you do pop-ups, so that you can track every page anybody's ever doing and give you valuable insights to better ways to market and sell to those people. And ideally, what you want to do as we talk about contextually relevant marketing with good copy on your landing pages is, if somebody fills out a form on your website about bathroom remodeling for luxury, you don't want to send them kitchen remodeling information, right? You want to have your follow-up super specific and understand the journey in which a customer has with you. It all kind of follows that path from having people organically find you through Google, read some articles, you add value, they fill out a form, you now know every page they've viewed. You can send a really good email or call them and say, hey, Jorge, it looked like you were looking for help on your CRM. And then you've connected the dots to have a beautiful sales process optimized for the leads that you generate in a really tailored way.
Great. Thank you. So, what do you think will be the correct way to optimize a conversion path, which I think was partially answered in the previous question?
Yeah, if I can encourage everybody to kind of do a few things, one, it would be look at what your competitors are doing, and the ones that are really good, take something from that. The second is, if you're in a niche audience, if you're in a niche market, you have an amazing opportunity to really hone in and educate a very specific audience, right? Start there. Don't talk about yourself, answer their questions. On the conversion side, then, make sure that you are asking questions that are relevant for your industry and for the customers. We've kind of covered a lot of the bases here.
Yep.
And then don't stop adding value there either. Like, I'd imagine for the luxury bathroom remodeling, just because this is a good example top of mind, if they live in a nice neighborhood and are doing a luxury bathroom remodel, maybe this is an awesome opportunity to ask a happy customer if they know of anybody looking to remodel their bathrooms too. There's the what normally is a funnel, right? I don't want to get into too much of the concept now, but has changed to be a flywheel where your customers are largely going to be your biggest advocates that lead to more inbound leads or new business for you as well, which I'm sure most of us have experienced there.
Thank you. Thank you. Great. So, the last question we have is how to create a simple, optimized checkout that are more likely convert. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I think we have an e-commerce site in the examples. Oh, well, it's Meadow Flowers.
Yeah. So we could go through that. Let's actually just go through this experience real quick and see if we can give any good feedback to Meadow Flowers here. So I like the call to action here of explore our seed mixes. Let's see where this leads us. We have bee-friendly mix, right? So let's just go down. Let's just start to purchase here. As we go down, Okay, so something that might be interesting in the conversion opportunity here, as a shopper, maybe having the size of the bags, of the pack size, maybe include that in your images as well, where you could have the 15 gram, 25, 50, 100, so on and so forth, all kind of lined up next to each other. And maybe give a breakdown on acreage for how to decide what pack is best for you. It's almost like a t-shirt size chart for packs here. So and also the believe it or not, shoppers care a lot about saying that your checkout is safe. So you could even add an image in here saying we have stripe friendly checkout to ensure safety, things like that. Because when you're buying from a boutique company, sometimes you feel like checkout could be a little scary. We've now added it to the cart. We get a little pop-up, not bad. I love that you may be interested in this as well. It's great. And then once we get to checkout, let's start seeing what happens here. I have a quick tip, actually. If you're using WooCommerce, there is a checkout field editor that you can download as a plugin. And what you want to do here is track abandoned carts. So what WooCommerce is doing when somebody comes to your landing page, if I start typing in Gregory, WooCommerce behind the scenes is listening all the time to this, which is cool. The field that matters most is email address. If I were to fill out my email address down here and not complete checkout, you would be able to track me as an abandoned cart, right? What I've seen customers do and companies do with abandoned cart checkout is when they are able to capture the email address, so move it all the way up to the top, when you're actually able to capture that, if you set up a drip email sequence to recover abandoned cart, I've seen companies get up to 50% cart recovery. 50%, like that's insane.
Yeah, that's really, really a big number.
And I like how you give a couple different options here of checkout. I think that's totally great. Another interesting way to do it is I think WooCommerce checkout could be a little bit more simplified. I think let's maybe remove the phone number, right? Why do you need to know how somebody heard about you? It might stop the purchase. You're making this required. Make it as easy as possible for somebody to complete your checkout. Additionally, on that side too, repeat customers, what we talked about is the holy grail. Repeat customers and customers advocating for you. When somebody purchases, give them and you can do this with a tool called Automate Woo. You can give them $15 or $5, whatever the dollar amount is, to share with a friend. Or here's a coupon for $5 off your next order. You can set up all of these systems. You can do it in HubSpot. There's a tool called Metric. Is ultimately, let's optimize our checkout flow, recover abandoned carts, and then also know that our customers are going to be our biggest and best advocates. So let's give them promotional activities. Let's have them share across social, and let's get them to share with their friends so that you can drive more customer adoption as well there.
Thank you. That's really great information there. So for everyone watching from YouTube, do you have any questions that we might need to answer?
Yeah, and I think we have a little delay on when we talk to when it goes live. So maybe we'll just hang tight for a minute here and see if there's anything going on. I can share a couple other components while we field questions that I think are really important to being successful online, generating more leads, as well as optimizing your sales process.
Sure.
One, good hosting makes a huge difference. I've experienced a lot of different hosting companies, and I'm not just saying this to plug you guys, but the WPMU dev hosting, I think it starts at $10 a month. Yeah. Have your own dedicated server, meaning you're not on a shared server, is super important. So if businesses are trying to evaluate new hosting, you guys make it easy to migrate. Other tools that are really good to help improve SEO, Rank Math and Yoast. If you're using Yoast and you love it, great. If there's things that you wish you had, Rank Math is a new tool or newer tool That's pretty special SEO plugin built right into WordPress.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm just going to stop you there and make a shameless promotion. We also have a SEO plugin. So for everyone, we in our membership we package multiple tools that you can use to improve your sites. Apologize for the shameless promotion.
that's great. The tools that I'm most fond of that WPMU Dev sends out to the marketplace, though, I think Smush, um, image optimization. Businesses don't utilize that enough, actually.
Yeah,
One of the biggest things to having a slow website is your images being too large for the viewport. Smush automatically smushes your images, and then Hummingbird is another great. It basically another thing that would slow down your website is having CSS or your files kind of all loading at the same time. Hummingbird basically takes all those files and puts them into one, so that your website compression is super maximized and your load times go way down, which is exactly what you want. It's actually a big factor in SEO now, and I think somebody was asking about Google Lighthouse, which I think is part of this.
yeah.
Um,
I think it was Jason. I was asking about. He was asking something about Lighthouse.
yeah. Um, so it looks like we have Italian Luxury asked the question here of segmentation of leads through email and mail and mailing customized newsletters. Um, So like Mailchimp, I'm sure everybody's already heard of that. If you're using that, great. If not, maybe look at it. HubSpot does have a completely free email builder. That's actually pretty stellar now. You can send 2,000 emails a month for free, and then you can also build list segmentation in that too. So I can actually show really quickly what that may look like to answer Italian Luxuries question here.
I like
Um,
that name.
Me too. I'll buy what they're selling. Um, so inside of HubSpot, you can build lists that segment out your audience. So in your contact database, which you can also do inside of the WordPress plugin too. This is just a dummy account. So none of this is real data, but we'll just use it. This account, you can see all of your leads, right? And then what we want to do is build a list inside of HubSpot that allows us to segment out these people. So let's call it viewed 5+ pages. What we can now do from here is say, let's see all of the people in our database that have viewed 5 or more pages. And then this list, it might take a little bit of time because the database in this account is pretty large, but this list would propagate with all of those people. And as you can see, you can filter off of, virtually anything, job title, if they're a customer or not, if they've opened or clicked an email in the past. And then inside of HubSpot as well, we have an email builder. So you can drag and drop, build an email in no time at all. So if we did a regular, and maybe selected, let's see, a drag and drop template here, we can build this out in a matter of minutes, where you can change your company logo if it's already in your account. You would click here and just type over any of the text in. This is an example of a text box. You can change out the buttons, whatever it may be, upload images, and then everything's also mobile responsive right out of the box. So if you want to make sure that the email that's getting picked up on people's mobile devices looks great, you don't even have to think about that. So I would say what we do at HubSpot is help businesses generate the leads, organize the leads, and then engage with them. So I think hopefully that's a good answer. If not, I'd also say feel free to check out other email tools and see what's best for you.
Great, thank you. We have another question from Daniel. He's asking, can I use HubSpot with WhatsApp?
Yes, you can. Um, I'm going to share my screen again. I'm a very visual person, so just bear with me here. HubSpot has what we call our marketplace, where we have over, I believe, 575 integrations now. And if you wanted to see what tools you can integrate with HubSpot, you can search right into the search bar, and you can see here that there are a couple different types of HubSpot WhatsApp integrations that you can install at varying price points to use. And feel free to search for anything in here. This is where a lot of the, and this is also in your HubSpot account too. So you'd be able to very easily see what other tools you might want to integrate to have feed off of or build upon your contact database.
Okay, great. Thank you. This has been a really amazing session, Greg. We appreciate the all the knowledge that you have shared with us. And I think that will be all for today. Thank you everyone that is watching the webinar, and we hope to host another webinar soon. If you have any ideas, you can feel free to share it with us, or socials. And well, would you like to add something else, Greg?
Um, I think one more question popped in here. I think if
Oh
we
yeah,
have a few minutes, we can just hang on and answer any of the last questions while we're still live. And
sure.
then I'd also love for you to give any final words too, if I can put you on the back on the spot, because I did a lot of it. You got me talking a lot, so I'm hoping you can give a final word. But John Jackman asked regarding the flywheel model, do you recommend encouraging referrals with rewards? If so, what would that look like for a B2B company? It's a great question.
Yeah.
And the answer to that is absolutely. Depending upon what your product or service is, and ultimately you can incentivize your customers many different ways. B2C companies, it's very easy to say, hey, here's $15 off your next order for every person you refer. And you can set that up pretty simply. I would say rewards for B2B businesses, maybe if you're service based, it's unlock another hour of value with a consultant. Maybe save 25% on your monthly payment if you're a recurring model for every customer that you refer. In our world, we have an affiliate program. So any customer and affiliate refers to us, we give a kickback and give them a commission on that as well. So you could set up affiliate marketing opportunities. You could set up referral rewards. I've seen companies give away Amazon gift cards for every lead that is shared off of your account, whatever it may be. I would say it totally depends on your audience and what you think is going to be real good incentive to get somebody to want to share and promote your business. I got one last tip on that. Sorry, I'm just
Don't worry, don't
blabbering.
worry.
Um,
You're the expert here.
the a lot of B2B businesses, one of the best things you can do for your marketing are case studies. And the beautiful thing about case studies is every time you do one, you're actually also flattering your customer, right? You're saying, we love you so much. We want to showcase you off to everybody else. That customer is going to feel really, really good. And they're also going to share the case study,
Yeah.
right? I'm on here with you. I'm flattered that you invited me on here. I'm going to go tell everybody that I love WPMU Dev and to go watch this thing. Right? That's how the flywheel kind of works. It's let's incentivize your customers and your partners to share, promote, and continue to have them be happy customers of yours or partners of yours. And that's kind of the name of the game once you get this customer acquisition going in a healthy manner.
Yeah. Yeah, I will also suggest checking out the HubSpot Academy. They have really great courses, and a really good one to learn or solidify all this knowledge about the inbound marketing, it's actually that one. It will help you to optimize your sales process.
Yeah, it's a great resource. Our team is spending a lot of energy to make sure that we're educating and keeping that content as fresh as possible. So if you go to academy.hubspot.com, it's a whole abundance of education for anybody to take advantage of.
Indeed. And guys, don't forget to check out our tools too,
Yeah, I
which
think we
you can
listed a
also
lot.
find in the WordPress repository.
Yeah, yeah. I think we mentioned a lot. Hopefully, it's a good start for businesses and people. And I'd say if there's more questions too, like Twitter or LinkedIn is usually a great place to chat. And I know that you guys have the community inside of Dev. Um, I don't know. Where do you recommend people to go ask more questions if they have them?
Well, we're going to create a forum post where we can continue the conversation for everyone that would like to. We also have a free trial if you would like to test our services and access to this forum where you can share the space with other members or even get help from our support team. And yeah, you can also contact us through our email contact at wpmudev.org. And do we have any other questions? Uh, Yasser is asking, can HubSpot integrate with Power BI?
Let me look. I'd say there is a Power BI integration here. So if you go back to that ecosystem page and you search Power BI, you'll see the integration there as well.
Great, thanks. And maybe one last recommendation will be don't forget to track your what people is doing on your website. You can use Google Analytics too, which is free and a great tool to know what people is doing on your site.
And that's a great tool we actually didn't mention.
Yeah.
Google Analytics, and I actually know you guys have Beehive, which is an analytics tool. I use it on
Yeah.
my site. That's a great one. It makes it a little bit more simple to understand what's going on.
Okay, great. So thanks again for everyone to be here. Thank you, Greg. We're really happy to have you here and hope we can share another sessions in the future.
I hope so. Well, let us know if there's any good feedback or bad feedback from all of you viewers. Hopefully, this is good little tidbits of learning. And thanks for having me. I really appreciate it, Jorge.
Great. So have a great rest of the week and I'll see you around. I'm going to end the session in 3, 2, 1.